If you plan on purchasing The Sims 4 Life and Death or any of the Sims 4 packs, you can use my code FANTAYZIA on the EA app or thesims.com. This does directly support me and my channel, so I really do appreciate those of you guys who use my code. Hey everyone, it's Fantayzia. So it looks like there is actually more information about The Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack over on the EA app. One of you guys actually told me about this. I don't know why I didn't think to look there. I feel like a lot of times we see all the information or kind of like the same information within the blog posts as the EA app, but I guess this time there's some different stuff. So before we get into that, let's do our notification shout out, and this one goes to that girl Mariah. Thank you so much for using my code. Honestly, I truly do appreciate it. You have no idea. I still get so surprised when anyone uses my code, so thank you to all of you guys who have used my code. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the features. So over on the EA app, of course, you can pre-order Life and Death. By the way, keep in mind this is Canadian dollars, so I always forget to point this out because it seems high, and then people are like, oh my god, $54.99. I know, it's a lot. The pack is the same price as always in USD, but down below there is more information. You can see in life, afterlife, and then rebirth. It also says here soul journey, life with death, coping with loss, and then hauntings and haunts. And when you click on each of these things, there is 3 more categories for each one. This one has 4. So it's a lot of information they're giving us already before we even get the gameplay trailer. So some of these things, of course, we know. I'm not going to be going over every single one, but I did want to point out the ones that I didn't include in my 40 plus features with Life and Death video that I did yesterday, because I did not go over this stuff. So we do already know that we're getting bucket lists that fill up with goals, which some you can choose, and then some will just, appear. You can accept or reject them. I do think the description for a lot of the stuff here is a lot more clear, which I like that too. Like, it does tell us some things that could be possible bucket list items. Declaring a crafted masterpiece, woohooing in an unconventional location, spending 24 in-game hours in a specific world. I do think this is going to make us do more creative things with our gameplay, to be honest. Then we have the afterlife, which we know a lot about too. If a sim dies with an incomplete item on their bucket list and becomes a ghost, these items will become their unfinished business. Completing the items will then unlock options to either move on or be reborn, though you may also choose to have them remain a ghost. So start over. I love this. This is like one of my favorite moments in the trailer. I was just, oh my god, it almost made me cry. So I went over this as well in my 40 features video, but if a sim does complete their bucket list, they're gonna have the ability to be reborn. Now, the way this works is really cool. They're gonna be submerged in Ravenswood Baleful Bog before you're taken in to create a sim. And when I initially heard reborn, I thought they were kind of just gonna be like reborn back into the same family. I don't know, but no, they went all out with this. So like, you could literally choose for your sim who's been reborn to belong in the Goth family and literally have Bella and Mortimer as their parents. So you get to completely decide, and I feel like that's perfect. And it completely makes sense with Rebirth. So in the life with death category, we see some stuff about the Reapers and Morticians. So this is the careers. I feel like almost all of us are most excited about the active career as the Grim Reaper. So you will be a member of Grim's team, and you'll even get to go to Grim's office and beyond. So you can visit the dead and reap souls in person, stop active hauntings, and enjoy day-to-day tasks like ushering soul orbs along their journey and chatting with Grim, your boss. And then if you're looking for an equally gloomy but off-screen career, visit the crypt to start working as a mortician. So the mortician career actually really interests me as well, even though it's just kind of like a rabbit hole. I like the idea of it. I feel like I need to have a family where one sim is in the active career and then one sim is a mortician, because I kind of want to experience both. So the next category is traits and aspiration. I did talk about this in my other video as well, so I'm not going to be going over too much about this, but it does say a little more about the aspiration. So there's the ghost historian aspiration, and they want to study the departed. So they're going to want to explore the crypt, befriend ghosts, and write down their findings. In time, they'll be able to write horror books. This is so cool to me. I want to explore that. I feel like this aspiration seems more fun than a lot of the aspirations we get, to be honest. I did also already go over the traits, so if you want to go ahead and watch my other video where I go over that, feel free to do so. But there's 3 new traits, and the chase by death will give Sims a seize the day attitude and tilt the odds against them in risky situations, as well as skeptical Sims do not believe in ghosts, even when they encounter them. I really like the sound of the traits as well. So next we have Dark Pursuits, Pet Crows, and Tarot. So they can be a beloved companion. I love this. And they can bring you gifts. They can be taught Simlish words. And then, as we know, there is a new death by murder of crows, and this is if you provoke your crow. So they really are like a new pet. I really love how they can be your beloved companion, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to really leave their little stand, but they can go get you gifts, so I guess they can fly around further, which is really cool. So as far as the tarot cards, those are new collectibles, and they can be found around Ravenwood, but you can also purchase them from Build Buy, and then Sims with a full deck can perform readings for themselves and others. I'm so excited for this. So next up is coping with loss. Oh my goodness, this is the part where I'm so glad they're adding more to this, but also breaks my heart. But it's gonna make it feel so much more like a life simulation game should feel. So the first one talks about grieving. So every Sim grieves differently. I really love what they did with the whole grief system. I wasn't expecting that either. I wasn't expecting it to be a thing where they can also carry grief with them for other things, not just death. But of course, things like death and breakups are going to have long-term emotional effects on them. I did talk about the 4 different types of grief in my other video, but they are anger, blues, holding it together, and denial. I feel like I talked about all of this in my other video, to be honest, so I won't dive too much into it, but there is going to be counseling and stuff, which I think is so great, and there's a variety of ways to cope. The next category is remember. You're going to be able to remember in your own way. So when a Sim loses a loved one, you can hold a custom event with the rituals that you want. So you can, of course, gather in a location of whatever you choose, and you can express your grief in a variety of ways, like toasts, memorial cannon that shoots confetti. And then there's also celebrations of life, customizable grave sites, caskets, choose the look of your headstone and urns. We're finally gonna have more urn options. Oh, this is so great. And then there is the inherit. There's also more to this than I thought too. I did talk about this as well. Sims aged child and up can actually designate certain items as heirlooms. I love that it's child and up. And then they can be passed down through generations. Like, oh my god, I love it. It adds more depth, it adds more meaning. Oh my goodness, it makes me so happy. And then the possible heirlooms include both craftable items and items available in build mode, like quilts and music boxes. And when you hover over an heirloom, it's gonna show the Sim that it belonged to. This is also so sentimental. Oh my goodness. As for the wills, I kind of already went over this, but yes, you know, when a Sim is gonna die, there will be a will, and it's so much more than I thought as well. Because yes, it has money on there, but it's so much more. Like, you know, you can even choose pretty much like godfathers and godmothers for the children, and oh, I love it so much. So the last category is the hauntings and haunts, and the first section is manifest. So this of course has to do with the ghosts. Power progression for ghosts has 5 tiers split between good and evil lanes, as well as a 4-tier neutral track in the middle. I never thought I would be so excited to play with ghosts, but I absolutely am. As you work to become the best or worst ghoul you can be, you'll unlock powerful abilities. You're also going to have stamina. You're going to get more see-through when you're low on energy. The next category is haunt. So you can be a friendly ghost. I've talked about this a little bit, but of course you can also be like an evil ghost. And you know, if you're a good ghost and you're helping around and you're fixing broken items, you will earn the goodwill essences. And then if you're doing things more evil and you're scaring the living, you're gonna earn fear essences. And then both types of essence can be sold for simoleons. So the Crips and Cemetery. So Crips can hold up to 20 urns of up to 20 Sims, but they're more than just a final resting place. The living can visit to mourn, nap, woohoo, or join the Mortician career. Dude. So cemeteries are a common site for grieving rituals. And then of course, you're gonna see more ghosts there. That's where they hang out. And there is a gravekeeper that you can encounter at night, and then he can share a frightful tale with you. And last but not least, we have the landmarks category. I did find out some of these things from the other blog posts, but something about the world, oh my god, and the way they have it in here in this description, I'm so excited. It says here, no trip to Ravenwood will be complete without a trip to the Baleful Bog, a large river with supernatural powers. Sims can go here for an out-of-body experience. Ghost Sims or Sims who are close to death can visit the Baleful Bog to be reborn if they've completed their bucket list / unfinished business. You can also visit Alice's dead tree to get a quest from the ghost mother, adventure in a haunted house, meet Grimm in the garden ruins, encounter the frightening Edith in the village, and more. The world just seems so interactive and fun, and I'm really crossing my fingers this time because a lot of times the world can feel kind of dead. But you guys, that is everything new that I found. Of course, some of these things are things I did go over in my 40+ features video, but you know, when I saw one of you guys let me know that there's even more features over on the EA app, I just had to go through it with you guys. So anyways, you guys, comment down below what you are most excited for. I literally cannot wait for the gameplay trailer. It needs to hurry up. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.